Yeah, I was going to ask you about this nice segue into the way you've designed the space physically, and these kind of curious to hear about the different ways that you've given excuses to people to meet each other. Which have been the most effective. So it sounds like on the ground floor having this kind of bar cafe area that's been successful. I experienced that when I first walked in. Like it was really nice to be immediately greeted by people. But you've got many events throughout the week as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, what has been like success in that
Mm,
realm of fostering
yeah.
social stuff?
Look, I was just going to say, if you're able to just check the camera every I don't know, 5 minutes or something, because sometimes after like 10, 15 minutes, it will just turn off because it.
So good.
Okay,
Should
cool.
I wake it up somehow? Just
Um,
to keep it light?
yeah, I think it's fine. It's just
Okay.
basically this type of camera has like a maximum amount of recording time. It's about 15 minutes. So after a certain amount of time, we should just stop recording and then
We've been
record
rolling for
again.
about 14.
Okay, maybe stop it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll just wait. Um, so yeah, I think in terms of what was most successful, I would say any of the events where people like connect with it in a certain way, like it suits their personality, and trying to identify what is it that people want and what will they kind of most feel comfortable with. And it's not always the things that I expect. Because I'm like, I love VR and stuff like that, and I love playing games and more fun things.
Yeah.
I don't really have I'll be honest, like I've never really used co-working spaces because I don't really, I don't know, like, sorry, I'm going to turn off my phone because, yeah, I don't really use co-working spaces so much because I prefer to just be by myself when I'm working. So when I'm in a social environment, I just want to socialize and want to chat. I want to play games, have fun.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people actually feel differently and they like to be around other people working, even if they're not interacting directly, they just like a sort of productive atmosphere. So for me, I'm always thinking, right, games, like that's what people want. But in fact, that's just me.
Yeah.
And having the space for over a year now, I've realized that there are so many other types of ways that people want to connect with each other and what they'll kind of feel more comfortable with. So for example, we had like a journaling event, and I was like, journaling, like I don't know anything about journaling, like
personal journaling?
yeah, like where you write down like what. I honestly, I still don't really understand it. It wasn't my event.
I'm a gamer myself, so that I connect on that level.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I would also maybe be confused.
Yeah. So like for me
Yeah.
or you, maybe it's like journaling. And this really nice woman called Chica, she came down and she like proposed the event, and I was like, sure, like we'll give it a go. Because normally if someone proposes an event, I'll at least give it a try. Like, and I'll kind of, leave my own opinions at the door and be like, let's see. And if it doesn't work and no one comes, okay, no problem. We don't have to do that again.
Yeah.
So popular.
Really?
Like 25 people came, like the first one. And I was like, journaling. Like, and it was like, yeah, like she was discussing. I didn't actually go to the event, but I kind of popped my head in a bit. And it seemed like, yeah, people were discussing like, okay, like how do I put my thoughts onto paper and sort of keep track of how I'm feeling about things. I could be explaining this completely wrong, but like, I've never kept a journal or anything like that, but it was basically just explaining the process of doing that as a means of like kind of improving yourself and being more productive, I guess. People loved it. And people like, she did another one, again, super busy. And yeah, it was a real like eye opener for me to be like, not everyone thinks like you, like, and not everyone will enjoy the same things as you, or like want to come to the same things that you would go to. And people don't socialize in the same way. People don't interact in the same way, or like kind of learn in the same way. So yeah, like I think appreciating that fact and trying to have as diverse sort of set of events as possible was really crucial, actually, because then you get all these different groups, like, doing more like artistic events and then doing more like kind of productive co-working type events. And yeah, seeing that there would be people that would never come to any of these, but if I did this, they would come every time.
Right.
So I was like, okay, like it's not necessary that these guys don't like the space. It's just I haven't been putting out what they are going to pick up on.
Right.
And I think, realizing that was like quite important to be like, I need to let other people take the reins a little bit and have their minds be like kind of the ones that are creating these ways for people to connect, not just me. Because if it was just me, it'd be like board games, VR, like every day. And like, and it doesn't work like that. Yeah, for me and you, it's great.
Interesting. Do you think there's ever a risk of diversifying too much in terms of the people you're trying to attract to the space, or at the moment, is that not such an issue?
No, absolutely. That's one of the other things I really thought about at the start. I was like, I have to actually put some people off coming here, which sounds weird, but I think it's really important to like niche down and be like, this is a social co-working space. There's loads of other co-working space that are not that. And some people like, I don't like it because it's too social, or like, I don't want to talk to people. I want to just get my head down and work. And it's kind of good that it's like, okay, you kind of naturally disqualify people, and that means the people you do get want that, and they all have the same mindset, so they're going to connect well with each other. And the people that don't want that aren't coming, so it's like, okay, perfect, like we kind of, and there's enough people, there's enough potential customers that you can niche down. If anything, like you said, like if you try and go too diverse and trying to get everyone, I think you end up getting like kind of no one, because it's like they're like, well, why would I go there? They haven't specialized in anything. There's nothing that connects me with that place. They're just quite generic and general. So I really wanted to, despite trying to like do events that appeal to different people, they all kind of have a somewhat unifying like flavor, which is like, okay, they're all kind of about connection and socializing. And they're not too serious, I don't think. They're not too corporate. I think that's something that kind of seems to be a bit of a trend throughout all of our events, is they're more casual. And that's not for everyone. Some people like, oh, I don't like that space because it's too laid back and it's not like serious enough or stuff like that. And that's fine. I think it's actually a good thing to hear that in a weird way. So I think niching down is actually really crucial too.